morning, Mustangs. Miss Jones here, and I am going to read Chapter 4 of Donovan's Word Jar, and this is called Donovan's Decision. Now remember, Donovan's been trying to figure out what does he do. He filled his word jar up, and so he's been asking other people for suggestions of what he should do. Get another jar, use something different. So let's see if he can figure something out. That night, lying in bed, Donavan thought about all of the suggestions he had heard that day. All of them were good ideas, but none of them solved his problem. He did not want to put his words in a book or a box. He liked lying in bed at night, looking up at his words in the word jar. It made him feel good to know that he had collected all of them. Donavan realized that this wasn't going to be an easy problem to solve. Maybe no one could help him solve it. Maybe he should just give up and get a bigger word jar. Then Donavan remembered the one person who always had the greatest ideas of all. Donavan turned on his side, pulled the covers over his shoulders, and closed his eyes. When Donavan woke up, the rain was beating a steady rhythm on the window panes. He jumped out of bed and looked out his window. Overhead, the clouds were like gray, puffy pillows. And when he looked down, he saw lots of umbrellas. There was a large purple polka-dotted umbrella, a green striped one with tiny blue flowers, and a small red umbrella that looked like a poppy. A poppy is a type of flower. The umbrellas were like a parade of brightly patterned mushrooms. Donavan laughed and began to get dressed. Donavan went downstairs and saw his mother digging in the hall closet. She seemed to be in a big hurry. "Good morning, Mom," Donavan said, going over to stand beside her. "What's the big rush?" he asked. His mother didn't seem to be listening. She dug deeper into the closet. "It's a perfect day to visit Grandma," Donavan kept talking. "I thought it would be fun to put on my new raincoat and stomp in some puddles." Oh, so that's who he thinks might have a good idea. "Not today, Donavan. I need you to be a good big brother and do me a favor." Donovan's mom pulled a shiny black raincoat from the closet and put it on as she talked. "But Mom, this is important. I've got to see Grandma today." "Honey," she said, buttoning up her coat, "you are going to have to do your something important later in the day. Nikki has a terrible cold and I want her to stay in bed." "I thought Dad was going to be home today." Donavan really wanted to see his grandmother. "He is, but your father is down in the basement working on the sign for his shop. He can't have any interruptions. He needs peace and quiet so that he can concentrate," Donovan's mom said firmly. "Maybe I could just go around to Grandma's and make it quick?" he insisted. "Donavan, I would let you do that if I could, but I have got to get a copy of your father's business card to the printer. If I don't, our order won't be finished in time." Donovan's mom put her hands on her shoulders and said, "Honey, all of us have to help get ready for the opening. You do want to help out, don't you?" she asked. "Yes, Mom," Donavan answered. "You stay with Nikki until lunchtime, and then if your father is finished, you can go and visit your grandmother," his mother said firmly. She picked up her big canvas bag and green umbrella and headed for the front door. "Donavan, don't you leave this house until your father says it's okay," she said before closing the front door. "Yes, ma'am," he said to the empty room. I wonder if Donavan is going to follow her directions, or if he might sneak out. Donavan stared at the splattered window panes until he saw his mother's umbrella disappear around the corner. "Well, I guess I'm stuck in the house," Donavan said with a long sigh. So that's the end of Chapter 4. It'll be interesting to see what Donavan does and if his grandmother really will have the answer that Donavan wants to hear. Because so far his teacher, his mom, his dad, all of their suggestions were not good enough for Donavan. All right, Mustangs, take care.